Hey, dear friends, I got an honor to interview my father, Efroim Gurman, regarding the coronavirus. This is for the Trinidad and Caribbean TV network, thanks to Akaneli. And hopefully, my father, Efraim, who is a professor of biology and academician, has quite a few extensive knowledge on the subject, might be, even though he's a little bit now far away from the virus and you know, that kind of field in the last number of years, but still is a wise guy, and I think his opinion might matter. Can you introduce a little bit yourself, like what kind of credentials do you have?
I'm a top degree scientist in the field of physiology, mostly nutrition, but also I work at military pharmacological lab for several years, and now I'm running a veterinary clinic, and we also produce some supplements which stimulate immunity and other and helpful at other health issues. So more or less I'm aware what going on with coronavirus, although I'm not virologist, but many years of experience and rather skeptical way of thinking let me say something I would hope will be
As the
interesting.
person who works with veterinary clinic and pets for such a long time, do you think the virus came from the research lab, like some conspiracy theories think, or it's actually came just from the animals that carried as most of the other coronaviruses species?
I will answer this question for sure in
No,
like
no, for sure.
5 years. For now, I can suspect some military activity behind this virus, but mostly I think it's come from unusual subjects of food. You know, Western civilization limited source of food to a certain number of products. South Asia use almost everything as a food, and it could happen that previously virus of some unusual subject jump from its host to human.
What points to the military trace? Why would you have such a notion?
You know, although countries sign documents not to produce biological weapon, I guess all big countries have a hand in this field. And Chinese probably have some laboratories which work with potential military virus. Unfortunately, bad things happened, and especially for China, where, as we know, some regular stuff working not so good if they made outside US, it could be that somebody also let this virus go outside the lab.
What do you think could be the worst case scenario for the world, for the people around it? Like, how many would you think that can die, or like how badly it can affect the civilization? Can it be like a worst? Is like same thing like what the
The
world
worst
experienced
case
like in 20th
scenario,
last century?
the worst case scenario, it's a crash of economy. A lot of money would be spent or will not be gained because of this epidemic. Also, treatment of the people costs a lot of money. Even not sick people, but if you have to keep 1,000 people for a couple weeks isolated and support them with food, with some necessary things, and they will not work during this time, it's a big economic loss.
Can small countries with small budgets compete in this field, or it's require expensive like big pharmaceutical companies?
The good thing that the panic become global, and if the cure for this disease will be found, it will be available for everybody. For small countries and for big countries,
But
maybe not with the same velocity. First, of course, will get those who will get it, but you know, even for American citizens, it's very important to keep Caribbean countries free of this disease. We're too close to each other, and it.
What measures could be done to prevent or keep yourself safe? You think makes sense, and which ones people like use those masks that probably don't work for no reason, just to tell themselves that it's important.
Actually, we have no drug to treat any viral infection, but hygiene is very useful, can be useful for in this case. Also, I guess some supplements, other things which stimulate immune system can be helpful. Cleaning and avoiding of crowded spaces also will work.
Okay, what about the why it's haven't spread so far to tropics? Let's say our viewers in Grenada and Trinidad so far haven't seen any cases, even though there are so many Chinese planes flying in from China and bringing so many Chinese folks. Is it this virus doesn't live in the hot weather, or it's only for the cold weather? You think if the weather gonna get warmer by April, May, it will wind down the spread of the disease?
Unfortunately, we know too little about this new disease, and we can make any hypothesis which you want, but there is no proof that they
So
have
far
something
it's,
with reality. Of course, there are chance that climate play certain role in this, but it's just a hypothesis.
What about kids? So far, we've seen only one case for when a child gets sick, and most of the cases for people over 50, 60-year-old.
I think it's very interesting and promising fact, if it's a fact. You know, I didn't see any traditional scientific paper regarding this disease till now. You know, to make a paper, you need time to collect information, you need time to verify this information, and to write article to publish it at a peer review journal. We know only things that was published on internet, mass media or newspapers. If this fact a real fact, it might mean that our immune system evolved during ontogenesis, while kids up to 18 years old, they have a special gland on their chest which is responsible for hormonal regulation and immune reaction. Again, if this fact is fact, then we have to look at this gland to see how it can play its role for protection.
How to detect this sickness, like from the regular call for a regular being just sick? Is there any particular symptoms that I know you're not a medical doctor, but if from what you know?
As much as I heard, as I read on internet, the disease starts with fever, high fever, with some coughing, but not with mucus, and it quickly goes to lungs, this disease. So if the temperature is high, you have to go to doctor and discuss your situation.
Just being like kind of a wise, experienced person with so many years of experience in the field of biology, what is your personal perception? Like, would it be contained quickly, or it's just fake panic, or it's going to be getting worse? Like, what do you think should what people here in States or in Caribbean Peninsula expect?
To have an opinion, I have to have data. I have no such data, and nobody have it. On my feeling, I think this story it's up to a year long. Next couple months, a new country will report disease inside their borders. Then some methods of support of the sick people will be developed. Probably at the end of the year we will have some kind of vaccine against this disease, but at this time those who have to be sick will be already sick, and those who will survive will pass this dangerous step. So I guess 1 year we have to devote to coronavirus.
Ladies and gentlemen, if this is interesting opinion, and maybe you want to follow up with Efroim, comment and write to us, and we will probably get him back with more questions. Thank you.